Breaking news declares war between India and Pakistan, igniting a spark of terror and uncertainty across the divided nations.
Along the tense border, thousands of soldiers stand poised, their faces grim with determination and apprehension. The sky roars with the thunderous flight of fighter jets, their shadows casting a pall over the land, anticipating the impending storm. Tanks rumble forward, their heavy treads echoing the relentless march towards a bloody, uncertain destiny. The earth trembles beneath the weight of war, as silent anticipation gives way to the chaotic prelude of battle. The air crackles with unspoken fears and anxieties, each soldier steeling themselves for the inevitable clash. The border, once a line on a map, now transforms into the precipice of devastation, where lives hang in the balance. As the sun beats down, the stage is set for a tragic collision of nations, where the echoes of history ignite the flames of war. In the heart of the border, a storm of steel and fire is about to erupt, engulfing the lands in a maelstrom of destruction. In the Indian Command Center, a storm of urgent intelligence breaks, signaling a surprise assault by Pakistan near Rajasthan, igniting a crucible of tension. General Vikram Singh is the first to receive the news. The gravity of the situation weighs heavily as officers scramble, their attempts to grasp the full scope of the attack and formulate an immediate response. The air crackles with the weight of impending conflict. Initial shock gives way to a pressing urgency. The center buzzes with the daunting task of strategizing a counterattack. The atmosphere is thick with the anticipation of battle. General Vikram Singh steels himself, ready to lead his forces against the aggressor. The command center transforms into a war room. The fate of Rajasthan hangs in the balance. Under the cloak of dawn, Pakistani forces surge into the heart of the Thar Desert, their advance a silent prelude to the storm that is about to break. The tranquility of the desert morning shatters as Pakistani forces, a relentless tide, sweep across the border, catching the Indian Border Patrol in a vice of surprise. Caught off guard, Indian soldiers rise to meet the onslaught, their bravery a beacon against the encroaching darkness. The desert air crackles with the fury of battle, as bullets and shells trace fiery paths across the sky, each explosion a testament to the chaos unleashed. Amidst the relentless barrage, Indian soldiers stand defiant, their courage a shield against the overwhelming force. Yet, against such overwhelming odds, the Indian forces, valiant to the last, are compelled to yield, their retreat a poignant echo of the battle's grim song. The sands of the Thar bear witness as the Pakistani advance solidifies, their victory a stark testament to the brutal calculus of war. The desert silence returns, heavy with the unspoken stories of those who fought and fell, their sacrifices etched into the landscape. As the sun climbs higher, the Thar Desert reveals the stark reality of the Pakistani advance, a new chapter of conflict unfolding under its unforgiving gaze. In the Prime Minister's office, an emergency meeting ignites with the weight of a nation's crisis. Amidst the charged air, Anjali Mehra's resolve hardens as she commands, "Mobilize the full force. We will not back down." The room is filled with tension as Anjali's words echo, setting the stage for an uncompromising response. Anjali's determination is as strong as the steel that protects the nation. "We will not back down." In a swift response, Indian Air Force Sukhoi and Rafale jets unleash a barrage of airstrikes on enemy bases, signaling the start of a fierce retaliation. In Karachi, General Rahim Khan, fueled by vengeance, declares, Revenge will be ours. Pakistani F-16s ascend into the heavens, embarking on a mission of retaliation as the specter of escalating air warfare looms large. In a deadly ballet above the clouds, intense aerial dogfights erupt as the fate of nations hangs in the balance. Jets scream across the sky, locked in a deadly duel. Explosions bloom, painting the sky with fire. Pilots strain, their faces etched with determination and fear. Ground crews watch, their hopes and fears mirroring the aerial battle. The skies become a canvas of destruction. Khan watches intently, his resolve hardening with each passing moment. The battle rages on, a tempest of steel and fire. In the majestic yet treacherous Kashmir Mountains, Pakistani special forces stealthily infiltrate, their every step cloaked in secrecy and danger. Unbeknownst to the infiltrators, the Indian Army, with the aid of watchful satellite intelligence, lies in wait, poised to unleash a calculated ambush. Suddenly, the serene mountain air shatters as a fierce battle erupts, the echoes of gunfire and explosions reverberating through the peaks. Amid the chaos, Captain Arjun emerges as a beacon of courage, leading his men with unwavering resolve against the relentless enemy assault. With each surge, the Indian forces push back the enemy, demonstrating their fierce determination to defend their homeland. The intense ground combat unfolds, with every soldier fighting with a ferocious spirit amidst the unforgiving mountain terrain. Explosions rip through the air, sending snow and debris flying as the battle intensifies, testing the limits of endurance and bravery. Captain Arjun's strategic brilliance shines as he directs his troops, turning the tide of battle in favor of the Indian forces. The enemy falters, their advance halted by the relentless pressure and unwavering resolve of Captain Arjun and his men. As the dust settles, the Indian flag waves proudly amidst the snow-covered peaks, a symbol of their hard-fought victory and unwavering spirit. Indian Navy submarines stealthily glide beneath the waves, cutting off Pakistan's vital supply lines in a silent game of strategy. Tension mounts within the submarine as India prepares to deliver a decisive blow against a key Pakistani ammunition depot. With pinpoint accuracy, a missile streaks from the depths, obliterating Pakistan's ammunition depot in a spectacular display of Indian naval might. The submarine crew erupts in cheers as the mission proves to be successful. Their relief is palpable. The destruction of the depot sends shockwaves through Pakistan's military command, signaling a major strategic setback. In the aftermath, India's strategic naval operations stand as a testament to their military prowess and dominance in the region. Inside the Pakistani war room, a heavy cloud of dread hangs over the huddled military officials, their faces haunted by the specter of defeat. Maps and strategic documents lay scattered like fallen leaves, stark reminders of the dire straits facing the nation. The air crackles with unspoken fear, each breath a silent acknowledgement of the looming catastrophe. Whispers of nuclear weapons slither through the room, a desperate chorus of last resort and unimaginable destruction. The tension is a tangible force, pressing down on them like a physical weight, each tick of the clock a hammer blow to their resolve. The possibility of defeat looms large, casting a long, dark shadow over the room and threatening to consume them all. Every glance is filled with a desperate plea, a silent prayer for a miracle to avert the impending disaster. The weight of the world rests heavily on their shoulders, a crushing burden of responsibility and the knowledge that the fate of their nation hangs in the balance. In this crucible of crisis, their resolve is tested, their loyalty questioned, and their very souls laid bare. The ticking clock echoes ominously, each second a reminder of the dwindling time and the ever-narrowing options before them. In this moment of profound crisis, they stand as the last line of defense, the guardians of their nation's future. Inside the United Nations headquarters, a global plea for peace echoes as the world unites in a desperate attempt to halt the raging conflict. Diplomats, their faces etched with worry, seek common ground in a sea of discord, attempting to mediate a ceasefire that could save countless lives. A fervent appeal for reason and restraint fills the air, as international leaders strive to prevent the looming specter of further escalation. The Assembly Hall stands as a beacon of hope, where the fate of nations hangs in the balance, and the world watches with bated breath. Amidst the tense negotiations, a glimmer of optimism flickers as diplomats tirelessly work to bridge divides and forge a path toward lasting peace. The fate of humanity rests on the shoulders of these global leaders as they grapple with the daunting task of averting catastrophe. In hushed tones, strategies are debated and compromises are sought, as the world holds its collective breath, praying for a breakthrough. The clock ticks relentlessly onward, each second amplifying the urgency as the world teeters on the brink of irreversible consequences. A fragile hope remains that diplomacy will triumph over destruction, and that reason will prevail in the face of impending disaster. In the heart of India's power, the Prime Minister's resolute presence commands attention, the national flag a vibrant emblem behind him. With unwavering conviction, the Prime Minister declares, "We will not surrender, but we also do not seek destruction." In a moment of silent resolve, the Prime Minister's eyes reflect the weight of leadership and the promise of unwavering strength. In the depths of the Indian Cyber Warfare Center, Operation Thunderstrike is unleashed, a digital tempest poised to cripple Pakistan's military might. Technicians, like digital warriors, work with frenzied precision, each keystroke a calculated blow in the escalating cyber conflict. Screens flash with lines of code, each a testament to the decisive cyber warfare strategy unfolding in real time. The air crackles with the electric tension of a digital battlefield as India's cyber warriors execute their master plan. India's Operation Thunderstrike surges forward, a relentless wave of digital force sweeping across the virtual landscape. Pakistan's military communications crumble under the weight of the relentless cyber onslaught. In the digital shadows, the fate of nations hangs in the balance, determined by the swift and decisive actions of cyber warriors. The clock ticks relentlessly, each second bringing India closer to victory in the silent, unseen cyber war. As Operation Thunderstrike reaches its zenith, the digital realm trembles under the force of India's cyber supremacy. The Pakistani command center descends into chaos as screens flicker and die, casting long shadows across the room. Pakistan's defense systems crumble into ruin, a stark monument to the devastating cyber attack. Top generals exchange grim glances, the crushing weight of their predicament bearing down on them. The air crackles with despair and resignation as they face the inescapable reality. Defeat is imminent. In the dimly lit command center, the silence is broken only by the hum of dying machines and the heavy breaths of defeated leaders. The weight of responsibility crushes them as they realize the nation's defenses have been breached, leaving them vulnerable. As the digital fortress collapses, the ghosts of past victories fade into the shadows, replaced by the specter of impending doom. The generals stand as silent witnesses to their nation's vulnerability, the weight of their failure pressing down with suffocating force. Defeated and demoralized, they brace themselves for the inevitable consequences of their shattered defenses. In the Pakistani presidential office, tension suffocates the room as high-ranking officials gather, their expressions mirroring the nation's impending doom. Scattered documents lie strewn across the table, illuminated by the unforgiving light, each page a testament to the nation's unraveling fate. The distant rumble of potential conflict echoes ominously, a constant reminder of the bloodshed that looms if they fail to act. Official 1 states grimly, "We have no choice. The situation is unsustainable." Official 2 whispers, his voice heavy with dread, "The terms, they will be harsh." Official 3 interjects, his tone laced with grim resolve, "But it's the only way to prevent further bloodshed." Official 1 declares with finality, "Prepare the surrender documents. Let's get this over with." The weight of the nation's fate hangs heavy, an invisible burden crushing the spirits of those tasked with its preservation. The room is steeped in a somber silence, broken only by the distant echoes of a world on the brink, as the final act of surrender looms. Under the vast sky, a historic peace treaty is signed, heralding India's triumph and the cessation of war's bitter strife. In a moment of solemnity, the leaders of both nations formalize the end of conflict, their signatures sealing a pact of renewed hope. Soldiers from both sides, weary from battle, lay down their arms, their faces etched with relief and the first glimmers of peace. Flags of both nations flutter in the wind, now symbols of unity and reconciliation rather than division and strife. The sun casts a warm glow over the border, as nature itself seems to celebrate the dawn of a new era of harmony. Amidst the quiet, a single dove takes flight, a messenger of peace soaring across the newly reconciled lands. The air vibrates with the unspoken promise of a shared future, as the echoes of war fade into the annals of history. A lone soldier smiles, his heart filled with dreams of a world where peace reigns supreme and conflict is but a distant memory. In a gesture of goodwill, soldiers from opposing sides exchange handshakes, their camaraderie a testament to the enduring spirit of humanity. The border, once a line of division, now transforms into a bridge of connection, paving the way for mutual growth and shared prosperity. A new chapter unfolds as the nations embark on a journey of healing, understanding, and unwavering commitment to lasting peace. The sun sets on this momentous day, painting the sky with hues of hope as the world watches with bated breath, yearning for an era of global harmony. Across India, jubilant crowds erupt in celebration, painting the streets with a sea of pride and relief. Faces glow with elation, a collective sigh of relief sweeping through the nation as victory is declared. Yet, amidst the revelry, somber news reports flash across screens, casting a long shadow over the festivities. The world is reminded of the war's devastation, a grim counterpoint to the nation's euphoria. Broadcasts highlight tales of loss and resilience, stories that temper the joy with a poignant reminder of sacrifice. The elation is tinged with a profound awareness of the price of victory, a bittersweet symphony of triumph and sorrow. Victory's embrace is shadowed by the stark reality of war, a poignant juxtaposition that defines the moment. Mixed emotions swirl as the nation grapples with the complexities of celebration and mourning, a duality etched in every heart. In the heart of India, The light of triumph flickers against the dark backdrop of war, a somber reminder of the cost of peace. Tears of joy mingle with the weight of loss, as India stands united in a moment of bittersweet reflection. The streets echo with cheers, yet a quiet reverence underscores the festivities, honoring those who paid the ultimate price. As the sun dips below the horizon, the sky ignites in a symphony of fiery hues, casting a surreal glow over the India-Pakistan border. Standing guard, a solitary soldier reflects on the futility of conflict as the shadows lengthen across the desolate landscape. In a moment of profound realization, the soldier declares with newfound conviction, "In war, there are no winners, only survivors." With resolution etched on his face, he adds, "Let this be our last battle," a plea for peace echoing in the fading light. The border fence stretches into the distance, a stark symbol of division beneath the unifying canvas of the twilight sky. A gentle breeze whispers through the tall grass, carrying with it the unspoken hopes and fears of those who dwell on either side. The distant mountains stand as silent witnesses to the enduring struggle, their peaks kissed by the last rays of the setting sun. The shadows deepen, obscuring the scars of past conflicts as the promise of a new dawn hangs heavy in the air. As the final sliver of sun disappears, a lone bird takes flight, soaring towards a horizon pregnant with possibility. The air grows still, and the border falls silent, a fragile truce settling over the land as darkness descends.